We've been waiting for seemingly an eternity to drive the Acura NSX hybrid supercar, and driving is exactly what we're doing on the roads outside Palm Springs, California, and with a little track time too. Now, can the NSX live up to the hype and anticipation in creating a new sports experience like the name suggests? The hardware underneath the NSX is just as wild as the exterior looks, with 3 electric motors, a lithium-ion battery pack, and a twin turbocharged V6 making a combined 573 horsepower. Now, the twin turbo V6 pairs with a 9-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, and those are just the basics. From when you first sit in the NSX, it's absolutely clear this is a comfortable car. The visibility is great, has very thin A-pillars, and a relatively low belt line. So you can actually drive with your arm hanging out the window and not look like a complete fool. And a lot of that is also because there are no goofy gull-wing doors or any kind of special access here or tubs you have to climb over to get in like a BMW i8. It's a pretty normal experience stepping in, and once you get in, the interior, it's nice. I wouldn't say that it's ultra high-end luxury. It's very Acura-like, and there's technical styling, and there's some very nice Alcantara suede highlights throughout the entire interior, and this one has the optional Alcantara headliner. But up front here, what we have is the drive mode selector, and this little piece here is really key in unlocking the various driving characteristics of the NSX. In quiet mode, the NSX drives more like a sporty coupe than a supercar, with the suspension, steering, and accelerator all toned down to create a very livable experience. When you first start in quiet mode and get going from a stop sign or a stoplight, the car is actually using the 2 electric motors on the front wheels to drive the car, and then as you pick up speed, the engine and rear motor will kick in to provide acceleration. Quiet mode may be great when you want to drive home with a pounding headache, but it's the Sport Plus and Track modes where the car's lurking madness awakens and unleashes the potential of the NSX. The engine wakes up and lets you know because the active sound devices let more of the engine noise inside the car. Adjustable sound passageways right off the engine's air intake snake up to behind your head and lets you hear the screaming engine, turbo whistles, and wonderful mechanical noises this advanced powertrain makes. There's some electronic augmentation here, but the end result is what speaks for itself. On the exhaust side, there's an active exhaust that bypasses silencer in the more aggressive modes, creating one heck of a noise that's enjoyable even when you're not full throttle. Sport Plus and Track modes are where you want to be to extract the maximum capability of the NSX. Acceleration is seamless, which is a surprising characteristic considering the 2 electric motors at the front of the car are independent of the rear electric motor and turbocharged engine in the rear. The technological end of this car looks complicated enough to power a space shuttle, but on the road all the systems work together very well. Power comes on strong and is accessible at nearly any speed thanks to the electric system's instant torque propelling the car forward at lower speeds, while the engine pulls strong at higher speeds to provide power anywhere. The end result is the thrill of being pushed back in your seat, and especially so with the NSX's launch control using the all-wheel drive and 573 horsepower to its fullest. The NSX's all-wheel drive is truly showcased on the track. That's where its torque vectoring capability shines. The independent motors up front can transfer power separately between the front wheels, which really helps the car pull through a corner. Understeer is built into the car for safety reasons to prevent novices from spinning the NSX, and it's a noticeable characteristic on the track even with the optional track tires. You kind of have to drive around the understeer by slowing up at corner entry, but the extremely smart all-wheel drive and instant power and torque means you can apply throttle sooner than expected and let the car do the work of finding traction while rocketing off a corner. While highlight of the track experience is the optional carbon ceramic brakes. Now the brake system as a whole is just astonishing with how linear the pedal feels, because not only are these carbon ceramic brakes, but it's also a regenerative braking system, attached to this wheel here. Inboard you have an electric motor, and so you channel the brake pedal through all of this stuff and it still feels natural. Now there are a number of electronic assists to help that, but the end result both on the street and the track is an unbelievable braking experience. Acura worked with Continental to develop the standard tire on the NSX, which is the Conti Sport Contact, but there are two optional track tires, the Pirelli P0 Trofeo R and the Michelin Sport Cup 2. Now Acura is saying both of these track tires are acceptable to run on the NSX and are giving you two options just in case one model isn't available. The NSX starts at around $157,000 with destination, and it's not hard to rack that up to around $200,000 with some of the pricey optional equipment, including the $10,000 carbon ceramic brakes like this one, as well as the $6,000 optional red Valencia paint. Acura may not be positioning itself to sell many of the NSX, but it's absolutely a showcase of what's possible with this kind of technology. Sometimes you just don't want to be in a rough riding, loud, ultra-sensitive car all of the time, and the NSX has the adjustable driving modes to dial that down and drive it every day.